me, what is hotter than hot?
WayHaught!
There we go. Earpers, I don't think you are ready for all of this hotness. All the way from purgatory. 2/3 of the unkillable gay squad and please welcome Kat Burrell and Dominic they were like huddled together over the screen watching it.
It's like amazing seeing the journey, like from the beginning like that. It's really
It's been a lot. We've been through so much as all of us as a community and us as actors and with the show. It's incredible to watch.
I'm sorry, you guys queued up all of this time to just come and watch us cry.
Apparently that happened in the last panel too. It's all good. So, as you're saying, a lot did happen. A lot did happen to you guys in season 2. You both survived, which, God. The relationship between Waverly and Nicole, it was really put to the test, let's admit it. And I was nervous as hell at times, I don't know about anybody else. But you always found a way back to each other. Why do you think that is?
Have you seen him?
Because they're destined to be together. I think there's this sense of that, well, what I love so much about the alternate reality episode is that they're together even in another universe. And I think that's just true love. That's, you know, when you find your soulmate, you think that there's nothing that can kind of stand in your way.
So it's really interesting that you brought that one up. Because WynonnaEarp gets compared to Buffy a lot, and we've all heard it, we've all probably said it. And I'm curious, were either of you fans of Buffy?
I always get, like, shamed. I did watch Buffy. Yeah. I did, but, oh God.
We're both in the same boat, so they're going to attack us for bullshit. I also, like, had watched a few episodes, but wasn't, like, entrenched in Buffy. So I knew the show, I knew the characters, but I haven't, like, seen every single episode.
Well, there's a very famous episode called Tabula Rasa. Yes. And the episode is where everything gets reset when Winona disappears. And it's very, I mean, you guys got Tabula Rasa feels from that episode, right? Yeah. All right. How was it to have your characters take this journey of falling in love with each other all over again in a completely different way?
We were both like, oh my God, when there was that slow motion, like, walking in, and I'm like, it would be like pickles or whatever. But that's so fun, and it was actually really difficult because that scene was shot, it was the first scene, I think I'm right in saying, of that block. So, like, we shoot 2 episodes at a time. I'm sure you know this, and I'm probably repeating myself, but we shoot 2 episodes at a time, and then we have, and then we go to the next 2 episodes. So we're prepping the 2 episodes whilst we're shooting, you know what I mean.
So we're shooting, like, out of order, essentially.
She's going to dance, yeah. But then, so, it was, like, a lot to get our heads around because we basically had to reset all of the backstory of what happened in that universe to get us to that point overnight and then shoot that scene the next morning. And so it was like, I found it really tricky because I was like, how much of this is, you know, like how much of a connection do they have? And like we had to really find it together in that one scene. And luckily we have Paolo, our amazing director, who really guided us in that. But when we're looking back, it's kind of a special scene because you have that element of like, there is something underneath that's totally different. And you have to find what that meant for them in that instance, which I love that episode. It's great.
At this point, the two of you have become very educated and have been very compassionate. about what this show means to the LGBT community. And to have a couple like WayHaught it's still a really big deal to us, right? Yeah. And it's a big responsibility to play characters, for actors to play characters like this. And it's been a real blessing that both of you have embraced this so heartily and been such, vocal fans of your fans and of the LGBT community. Not just you, but your entire cast and Emily and everyone involved. It's been phenomenal. So it's almost like making up for years of negligence and apathy that came before you. That's a lot. What does that mean to you? Like, what does that responsibility mean to you? Consulting, how cute.
I've had some coffee. Sorry.
All right. I'll go. Okay. I mean, it means, first of all, and I've kind of touched on this before, but as an actor, you don't always get to see the fruits of your labor, if you will. Because you go into acting because you want to affect people. And you want to help them feel something in some way. And so to actually get to engage and see people face to face and hear stories about how the show has affected their lives or helped them or changed things, and it's so overwhelmingly positive. As someone just doing the craft, it's extremely gratifying because you think, oh, someone's appreciating the work. I'm not just acting into this black hole. So there's that. But then I think it's also, I feel extremely honored, and I've also said this before, I just feel so grateful to be a part of this. I don't feel like singular, and I just feel like a piece of this massive puzzle. I mean, look at this convention. We came here last year and it was half the size in a year. And that was the first year, and I just think, like, I feel like we're all part of a change. Like, I really feel, even looking at media this year, things are better. And we talked about this at a nice breakfast we had this morning with some fans, and I really feel like things are changing, and I feel just like we are a part of a really special time in history, and I feel very grateful to be here to experience this. Yeah.
She said everything. But I feel exactly the same. For me, I think as an actor, it's the same thing as you. This is really like, I was kind of waiting for this job because the one part of the industry that I struggle with sometimes is that like you don't have control over the stories that you're telling. And that's the one thing I wanted since I was a child, was to make positive change in whatever way that was. So this kind of like fell into my lap and felt so right. And the fact that we're here today, like in a room that it's not really about me, Dominique, and Kat Burrell. It's like about something bigger than that. It's about representation that you guys deserve, and that is so exciting to me. It means more than anything. Yeah.
You have an extremely dedicated fan base with zero chill. And there is a ton of art and videos and t-shirts. I even have an Officer Hot phone case. It broke, but I have it is too bad. It was really, really great. Do you ever just get like a chance to go, I'm just gonna like look at a bunch of this art and these videos? If you have a chance to check this stuff out.
Yeah. There's so much talent in our fan base. It's insane. I was just wandering around the convention today just because I wanted to check out like all of the stalls, and it's like baffling. Where are all these talented people coming from? It's incredible.
Yeah, I think it's amazing to see the talent and to see, but what's funny is when I look at that stuff, I don't actually see me, I see Nicole, which I think is wonderful. Like I see this kind of iconic character, and I see Waverly and I see Nicole, and I think we're just a beautiful piece of that. But I feel like we're the body for the spirit of these characters in a way, and the spirit lives, this is going to sound hokey, the spirit kind of lives in all of us as a community, because when somebody does a piece of art or writes fan fiction or a song, they're embracing, kind of embodying Nicole or Waverly's spirit in that moment too. So I feel like we share the characters. Does that make sense? It's really nice to see that manifested in the art and what people create around the show.
Yeah.
Seriously, what have you done to your reviews?
We don't know.
Let's bring it down now.
Is there a wife or a kiss coming in this question?
So let's talk about Rosita and that kiss. All right, everybody, clutch your pearls, because I'm going there. Somebody really had it Waverly so beautifully. Thank you. I'm sure you've probably been asked a version of this question at its many points, but where were you as an actor with Waverly in that moment? Because Waverly's obviously going through it.
Yeah, I think we need to cut Waverly some slack. Firstly, she's like 21, 22 years old, and do you like how I said two ages? No, but that was the point. And I'm sorry, but we can't sit here and say that we haven't made mistakes when we are younger, right? Like, everyone has done things that they're not proud of, and they had to go through those things to work out who they are as a person and who they want to be. And the minute she did it, she knew instantly that that wasn't her. That she kind of sometimes, unfortunately, you need to do those things to learn those lessons. And I think that, I don't know, I always say this, like, obviously, I was like, oh God, everyone's going to hate me, and there was all of that
I remember you texting me before that episode aired, and you were like, I'm scared.
But I think, I hope, I made a real big effort to tell the story truthfully and to try and portray the feelings that were going on beneath it. It wasn't just a frivolous kiss or whatever. There was a lot going on. The stakes are so high in Purgatory. And it doesn't mean that I didn't love her with all of my heart. It was just a moment of
All pulled a Waverly once or twice.
And I don't, it's so funny because I didn't really see it as a big deal until it came out, because it wasn't even anything to worry about. The Waverly storyline, it was such a blip. It's such a minor blip, and I think that doesn't take away anything from the relationship. And I think it was important that Emily put that in the story, because it's the truth of how these relationships go sometimes, and I think that everybody deserves that. The representation needs to be real as well as positive, right? It doesn't mean that doesn't take anything away from the positivity of the representation. I don't think. I hope that you don't think so.
I'm sure everyone experienced a slight moment of panic in that scene, just because, track record-wise, we haven't had the best experiences throughout history with LGBT characters, but WynonnaEarp